Hey, welcome back to another episode of Lyrics Breakdown with me, David Bindon. So I'm a professional lyricist, songwriter, singer. I'm part of the Nashville Songwriters Association, and I want to use my experience and what I've learned and gained to help you become the best songwriter you can be. Today we're going to be looking at the song All I Ever Wanted from the soundtrack to Prince of Egypt. I covered this song last week, so feel free to check that out too. So what's the premise behind this song? So the character in it is Moses, and he's a Hebrew, but he was brought up the son of the Pharaoh. And it's quite a dark backstory that led to him becoming the Prince of Egypt. And he's just discovered that he's not Egyptian and he's actually Hebrew. This song is him processing that and convincing himself that Egypt, being the Prince of Egypt, is all he ever wanted. So let's go into the first verse.
Gleaming in the moonlight, cool and clean, and all I've ever known, all I ever wanted. Sweet perfumes of incense, graceful rooms of alabaster stone, all I ever wanted.
So it's interesting in this, he uses words like gleaming, cool and clean, sweet and graceful. So it's really pushing the senses, what he can see, what he can feel, what he can smell. And why use this? Because these senses are common to most of us, and so we relate without even thinking about it. Not only is he talking about the senses, but he's using certain words to portray an image of something which is grand. It's not your basic thing he's talking about. He's talking about something which he admires, which he adores. Cool and clean, sweet, graceful. These aren't just standard words. Right, let's take another listen.
This is my home, with my father, mother, brother, oh so noble, oh so strong. Now I am home, here among my trappings and belongings I belong. And if anybody doubts it, they couldn't be more wrong.
So now he's talking about his father, mother, brother. He's talking about family, and so many of us can relate to that too. And then he talks about things that he owns, which are special to him, his trappings and belongings. And we each have things which are special to us. So again, we relate. It's so cleverly written. Right, let's take another listen.
I am a sovereign prince of Egypt, a son of the proud history that's shown, etched on every wall.
Right, so this is where it changes. So the start of the song, he talked about the place as a whole. Then he talked about his family. Then he talked about things. So he's taking you on a journey. And now he talks about himself. Now it becomes introspective. So he says, I am a sovereign prince of Egypt, son of the proud history that's shown, etched on every wall. So it's turned to I and turned to whose he is. It said, son of the proud history that's shown. So he's attaching himself to this identity. Now let's take a listen to the final section.
Oh, surely this is all I ever wanted, all I ever wanted, all I ever wanted.
So throughout this song there is this phrase repeated, all I ever wanted. And at the end, it's repeated back to back 3 times. And this is supported so well with the vocal delivery. So it starts out full of conviction. And as it goes on, it begins to trail off, sending the message that where he was sure that this is all he ever wanted, that actually he's got some doubts about that. For me, this is a beautiful song because it just shows Moses' perspective, what he's going through, what he feels. And the way it's written just draws the listener in. So I hope you've learned something from this, whether it's using senses, the real human element, which gets people's attention, makes the song relatable, or whether it's using a journey, a story within the song, which takes it from point A to point B. And finally, repetition. It's your friend, it's an amazing tool, and it really, really, really helps to drive a message home. So if you've enjoyed this, make sure to like it, subscribe if you haven't, throw in a comment and share it to a friend that you feel this might benefit. Thanks so much for watching. Peace and stay creative.